In this video, I'm going to show you how I went from looking like this to getting to single-digit body fat, how long it took me, what you need to do to drop 10% of your body fat, and how long you should expect it to take. So to figure out how long this should take, we can actually just do this through math. Let's just say, for instance, you were 200 pounds and you were 20% body fat. Well, that would mean you would have 40 pounds of fat on your frame. That means you have 20 pounds to lose. But you have to remember, we're looking to lose body fat, not just weight. So you want to make sure you're not sacrificing your muscle as part of that weight. Part of that is not dieting too fast. You want to lose more than about 1% of your weight on average per week, as going above and beyond that makes it much more likely for you to sacrifice muscle, not to mention slow down your metabolism more. You'll get less food, have less energy. You just don't want to rush this process. So at 200 pounds, 1% of that weight is 2 pounds. So that's the max you would want to lose per week. For simplicity's sake, that would say maybe around 10 to 12 weeks to lose that weight. But it's not quite that simple, because keep in mind, you're going to see metabolic slowdowns during this time. The more you lose weight, the harder it gets to lose more weight. So between that, potentially taking some diet breaks along the way, which I definitely recommend, life just happening sometimes and throwing monkey wrenches into things. So I would take whatever time you get from that math and roughly double it, and that's probably a decent expectation. Now, I'm going to tell you what you need to do to lose 10% of your body fat in a minute, but before I do that, I want to show myself as an example to hopefully help you see why you don't want to stress how long it's going to take. I went from 182 pounds to 160 pounds, so that's 22 pounds. It took me 28 weeks to get there. So if you said 1% of my weight loss was around 1.6 to 1.8 pounds during that time, I actually lost on average about 0.7 pounds, so that's roughly a 0.5% per week. But do you think I care that it took 28 weeks? Absolutely not. And one last quick note before I get into what to do, make sure you're also looking at things like pictures and measurements. Pay attention to how your clothes are fitting. The main thing is the look in the mirror in your pictures, because at the end of the day, you're not looking to lose a number on the scale. You're looking to change your body. And quite frankly, most of the time people have to get leaner than they think to be able to get the look they want. So don't be surprised by that. Now, I have tons of videos about how to know how much to eat, how to make adjustments, how much exercise to do. Perhaps I'll link a couple of them in the description below, but here's a simplified version to get you started. You want to eat in about a 20% calorie deficit from your maintenance calories. So say, for instance, you were eating 2,500 calories to maintain your weight. You would want to start at around 2,000 calories. You also want to make sure you're eating plenty of protein for all the benefits that come with it, the high thermic effect of food. It's also going to help you more with making sure you don't lose any of that muscle mass. It's going to help you feel fuller. So aim to eat around 1 gram per pound of your goal weight. You can eat more if you want. Don't really stress about it. Just make sure you're eating plenty of protein. And also, speaking of maintaining that muscle, the third thing you want to do for that is making sure you're keeping up with your strength training. I recommend training between about 3 to 5 days per week, training each muscle group twice per week. And quite frankly, training is the best thing you can do for body composition. So make sure you're training hard in the gym, and then you can add in some additional cardio to help with some calorie burn. Just don't go crazy with it. And really, whatever form you like is fine. Go ahead and do it. I prefer walking because it's really easy on the body, especially when calories get lower. Recovery is going to start suffering. Walking is easy to do. Just add about maybe 3,000 or 4,000 steps per day to get yourself started. Otherwise, if you like more higher intensity forms, that's fine. Just watch your recovery, and you can start with maybe 3 or 4 days of around just 10 to 15 minutes. And in all these scenarios, you're going to add more in time, because remember, you're going to hit plateaus. So you can add in a little bit more cardio. You can reduce your calories by around another 10% or so, and just understand they're a normal part of the process, so don't get frustrated with them. Now, all that being said, one of the biggest things that could kill your progress is the inability to deal with hunger. Hunger is going to be part of the process, but that doesn't mean there aren't things you can do to combat it some. So make sure you check out this top video next to get some tips on how to help with hunger during your dieting phase. Otherwise, I think you'll like this bottom video instead, and I'll see you in one of those other videos.